Welcome back to RV News, the channel where we bring you the latest updates, insights, and breaking developments surrounding the Iraqi Dinar, the Vietnamese Dong, and the entire revaluation story that continues to capture the attention of millions. Worldwide, if you're holding on to Iraqi Dinar or other currencies tied to this global reset, you've probably already seen the headlines that are spreading like wildfire. Former President Donald Trump has made a surprising announcement that has lit up speculation across the financial world and, more importantly, within the dinar community. The claim, the possibility of the Iraqi dinar moving to $1, yes, one. This is the kind of news that could shake the foundations of the currency market, alter global financial flows, and potentially change the lives of those who have been holding on to their dinar, waiting patiently sometimes for years. For the moment when everything changes, the announcement itself was brief, as Trump's words often are, but impactful in the way they were delivered. During a rally-style event, he spoke about how America was moving into a new era of trade fairness and how countries like Iraq would be treated properly under his vision for international cooperation. He hinted that Iraq's currency would be finally recognized at a fair rate. For seasoned dinar watchers, these words sparked immediate conversation and speculation. What does Trump mean by fair rate? Could he really be pointing to a $1 Iraqi dinar? A rate that would instantly catapult the Middle Eastern nation into a completely new economic status on the world stage. While no official government confirmation has been made about such a drastic revaluation, the buzz is undeniable, and it's being felt not only in the United States, but across the globe. Let's dig into why this matters so much. The Iraqi dinar has long been pegged at artificially low values, hovering in the range of 1,300 to 1,450 dinars per US dollar. For much of the past 2 decades, the Central Bank of Iraq has made moves in recent years to strengthen the currency, including a controversial change in late 2023 that brought the rate closer to 1,320. But even with these moves, the dinar has remained far below what many analysts believe its true value could be. Iraq is, after all, one of the richest nations in the world in terms of natural resources, particularly oil. It boasts the 5th largest proven oil reserves globally, with production levels that consistently rank among the top 3 exporters. Add to this the nation's gold reserves, potential in agriculture, and a youthful population eager for modernization, and the picture becomes clearer. Iraq has the fundamentals to support a much stronger currency. Now, Trump's comment is important because of the weight his words carry, especially among those who have followed his administration's policies on trade, foreign relations, and the US dollar. During his presidency, he often spoke about bringing manufacturing back to America, renegotiating deals, and ensuring fairness in international monetary policies. While he never officially endorsed the idea of a dinar revaluation during his time in office, many in the RV community believed he was aware of it and supportive of it behind the scenes. His recent comments then feel like a signal to some that the time for change may finally be near. If the dinar were to move anywhere close to a $1 valuation, the implications would be historic. Imagine this. A person holding just 1 million dinar, which today might be worth around $700 to $800, would suddenly find themselves with $1 million in hand. That is life-changing wealth, and it explains why so many people are excited and speculating about what this could mean. But let's slow down and analyze the logistics of such a move. Could Iraq realistically revalue its currency to $1? The first point to consider is Iraq's foreign currency reserves. As of mid-2025, Iraq's reserves have been reported to be north of $100 billion, one of the highest levels in its history. These reserves are critical because they provide the backing for any currency revaluation. The Central Bank of Iraq has been actively building these reserves through oil exports and careful management of foreign assets. A strong reserve position is necessary to instill confidence in international markets that Iraq can support a higher exchange rate without collapsing under speculative attacks. Another factor is Iraq's ongoing reforms with international bodies, like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. For years, Iraq has been under scrutiny to modernize its banking system, crack down on corruption, and increase transparency in its financial dealings. Recently, there have been reports of significant progress, with Iraq adopting new technologies, enforcing stricter regulations, and working to integrate with global systems like SWIFT. All of these reforms are steps toward making a strong revaluation possible. On the political front, Iraq has enjoyed a relatively stable period under Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, who has balanced relations between the United States, Iran, and regional powers like Saudi Arabia. His government has focused on rebuilding infrastructure, attracting foreign investment, and creating a business-friendly environment. These steps are necessary precursors to any major revaluation event. as international investors need to feel secure about Iraq's long-term economic stability. Furthermore, Iraq's oil contracts and partnerships with Western companies continue to provide steady revenue streams, ensuring that the country remains financially solvent. All of this lays the groundwork for the possibility of a stronger dinar. Of course, speculation must be balanced with caution. While the fundamentals are there, moving the dinar directly to $1 overnight would be an extraordinary leap. Economists generally believe that reevaluations, when they happen, tend to be incremental rather than immediate. A more realistic scenario might involve the dinar gradually strengthening, perhaps first to 10 cents, then 25 cents, and eventually moving closer to parity with the US dollar over time. Such a phased approach would give the Iraqi economy time to adjust, minimize shocks, and allow both citizens and international markets to adapt. However, the excitement around Trump's announcement lies in its boldness. By even hinting at a fair and balanced exchange rate, he has reignited the conversation that perhaps Iraq is preparing for a more dramatic move than anyone expects. Let's also consider the geopolitical dimensions. A $1 Iraqi dinar would instantly elevate Iraq's global standing, giving it far greater purchasing power and influence in international trade. It would also shift the dynamics of the Middle East, as Iraq could rival Saudi Arabia in terms of financial clout for the United States. Supporting such a move could be seen as a strategic maneuver to ensure Iraq remains aligned with Western interests rather than falling deeper under the influence of Iran or China. Trump's announcement then may not simply be about economics. It could be part of a broader geopolitical strategy to reassert American influence in a rapidly changing world order. For the everyday dinar holder, though, the question is simpler. What does this mean for me? The answer depends on how prepared you are. If the revaluation were to happen suddenly, those who have their dinar stored safely, documented properly, and ready to exchange at banks or redemption centers would be in the best position to benefit. This is why many in the RV community stress the importance of being informed, staying ready, and avoiding common pitfalls when it comes time to exchange. Trump's announcement may have sparked excitement, but it also serves as a reminder that the window of opportunity could be short, and preparation is key. Now, let's address the skeptics. Many financial analysts outside of the RV community argue that a $1 dinar is simply impossible. They point to Iraq's political challenges, corruption issues, and dependence on oil revenue as barriers to such a dramatic move. They argue that while Iraq is making progress, it is still too early for a revaluation of this magnitude. However, history shows us that currency reevaluations can and do happen, often in ways that surprise the mainstream financial world. Take the Kuwaiti dinar as an example. After the Gulf War in 1991, the Kuwaiti dinar collapsed but later re-emerged as one of the strongest currencies in the world. Valued at over $3 today, skeptics at the time would never have believed such a turnaround was possible, yet it happened. Could Iraq follow a similar path? The possibility cannot be ruled out. Another dimension worth considering is the role of digital currencies and financial technology. Iraq has shown interest in modernizing its financial sector, including the potential introduction of a central bank digital currency (CBDC). If Iraq were to issue a digital dinar tied to a strong valuation, it could leapfrog traditional banking challenges and integrate directly into the global digital economy. This kind of move would align perfectly with a revaluation and could even accelerate international adoption of the dinar at higher rates. Trump's announcement, whether intentional or not, may have hinted at such possibilities, sparking further speculation among those who see the revaluation as part of a larger global financial reset. So where do we go from here? The next steps will likely involve watching Iraq's official channels closely. The Central Bank of Iraq, the Ministry of Finance, and the government under al-Sudani